to seek answers, and to dedication to make a difference. So these are the qualities that define a DOST scholar. So before we proceed with our session, ayan. Okay, to officially open our program, let us first invoke the presence of the Almighty, followed by the national anthem and the DOST hymn.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you today to praise and worship you and give you thanks for all the things you continue to provide for ourselves and our families. Father, we humbly ask for forgiveness for all the times you have offended you. Continue to guide and protect us, Lord. Bestow upon us your unending grace and healing, that we may in turn become instruments of gentleness and compassion to others. We ask all this in the name of your Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, with prayer and intercession of our Blessed Mother. Amen.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اللهم اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. اللهم وحد صفوفنا بين المسلمين والنصارى واللوماد إلى صراطك المستقيم. اللهم امنحهم العيش بالأمن والسلامة والتنمية المستدامة في مدينة دافاو. اللهم لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amoy nen manama kami gimot talangon, manotod kakaroson no, si koykaw kami dokul talangon, huway migtumpi tatano, si koykaw kami bohoy takopianan talangon na maotaw, pusako kapusuno, kana akong to pabulos koy, o agbuyo koykaw, huway bohoy kat pabor, kahalaan, kalinaw, to kanami, no pag-ugpo, huway kasabok kakoy, oyot kalambu. Kay kuro tamana kakodin panubado ay pag-ampo, kaupianan igboy no, way kakoy kong ingono, way kahalaan ka lang.
Mga kababayan, ang pagkasakang ng
Ayaw pambansang sinisinta. Ang DOST ay sumilang na, lingkod ng bayan sa trina. Pagtuklas ng bagong kanlungan sa iba't ibang turing akal. Ang itikan sa ganahan at kaunlaran ng ating lipunan. Ibandila ang kanyang sagisa, kay tanda ng pagsisikap. Pagmulat nating pangarap ay biyayang malalagsak. Magpugay tayo ng sabay-sabay, mabuhay, mabuhay ang DOST. Ang siyensya'y sandigan na maunlad na bayan, layunin nakita at maipagkakapuri at kaisa ng dalangin para sa inang bayan. Mabuhay, mabuhay ang DOST. Ang siyensya'y sandigan na maunlad na bayan, layunin nakita at maipagkakapuri at kaisa ng dalangin para sa inang bayan.
And okay, before we proceed with our session, we will quickly run through the house rules to ensure a smooth and experience to everyone. So please pay close attention, everyone, okay? So may I call on Mark Joseph Manalo? Ayan. Hello, Mark. You may take the floor.
Okay, so a jubilant morning everyone po. Okay, so before we formally start with our discussion proper po, we have here a set of house rules po wherein we expect everyone to comply to these rules po so that we can ensure equality and fast-paced for this review session po. Okay, so the first rule is that we should follow proper online etiquette po. A great example in here po is that we should avoid the spamming of the emoticons po, especially during the discussion so that we can prevent the loss of focus po. And second, be courteous and polite to everyone. In here po, we should practice a formal and respectful tone of language po. Additionally, when we open our cameras po, we should also maintain the proper gesture po or that non-verbal communications po such as our expressions po. And third, always carefully read and follow instructions. Before doing any pretest po and or activities po, make sure that we can understand the instructions po so that we can avoid any complications po. If need po ng any clarifications, please don't hesitate to utilize the chat box po so that we can cater your queries po. Then fourth, turn on your camera during pretest po. To ensure academic integrity, we request everyone to open their camera, please, during the pretest so that we can ensure na ikaw po talaga yung gumagawa ng pretest and not someone else po. And also, as a future DOST scholar, we should also promote the integrity of academe by eliminating the prevalence of cheating. And lastly, in case of queries or concerns po, please utilize the chat box. This is to minimize the possible distractions po. Because if you are going to talk while the lecturer is talking, then of course magkakaroon po ng distractions coming from your fellow participants and from the lecturer po. And also po lastly, to make sure that everyone can be familiar with this house rules po, I made a short acronym po which is the EPROC. 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 E stands for etiquette, P stands for politeness, R stands for read, O stands for open camera, and C stands for chat box. And last na po talaga is that always remember po to have fun kasi I know for sure that today's review session will bring out the critical thinking po since the topic for today's is reasoning po, and I know mapapaisip po talaga tayo dyan. And yeah, that's all po. Have fun and have an engaging review session po. F-Rock guys, F-Rock. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Oh my God, you're so cute. Very cutesy. Guys, may sasabihin ako na kailangan niyo sabihin sa other participants and other friends niyo. Invite niyo sila before tayo mag-proceed sa session natin. Sige na, invite niyo sila. So, ayan, get ready to learn and engage and connect with fellow Scouts and Scouts from across the region. So, let's make this session productive and enjoyable. And so, to introduce to us our speaker for today's session, may I call on Jordan Postre. Hello, Jordan. You may take the floor. Oh, okay.
Isang makagham na umaga, future DST scholars. It is with great pleasure that I introduce to you our esteemed speaker for the session 2 of this Co-ops X Project Reach review session. Engineer Felmar D. Portillo, Safety Officer 2, is a graduate of Cagayan State University, Carig Campus, where he earned his Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, majoring in Construction Engineering and Management. His expertise in logical reasoning, problem solving, and critical thinking has been honed through years of academic excellence and leadership. Beyond this engineering background, Engineer Portillo has a strong foundation in public speaking and journalism, having won multiple championships in storytelling, Dagliang Talumpati, and news writing competitions. His ability to analyze, construct, and present well-reasoned arguments has been evident throughout his career, making him highly qualified to discuss today's topic, which is reasoning. In addition to his achievements, he has served in various leadership roles, including Secretary of the USC Vice last school year 2023 to 2024, Vice President, External Affairs, CSU Agents 2023 to 2024, Junior News Editor of the CSU Promethean 2023 to 2024, COEA Representative, CCSC 2023 to 2024, Treasurer of COEA SC 2022 to 2023, Board Member of COEA SC 2021 to 2022, Editor-in-Chief of Ang Lagablab 2019 to 2020, and lastly, Editor-in-Chief of Ang Bagwis 2017 to 2018. These experiences have equipped him with the ability to assess complex situations, evaluate solutions, and guide teams with well-founded judgments. As we dive into this session, let us all learn from his insights and expertise. Without further ado, let us all welcome Engineer Felmar D. Portillo, SO2.
Hello everyone, good morning. I would like to confirm if my audio is clear and loud. Hello po. Ayan. Thank you so much. Ayan, good morning everyone. Good morning future scholars ng ating bayan. Hello Sir Chris. And to the officers of the DOST Akvice. And also a big shout out po sa CSU Andrews Gold for preparing my presentation. I'll be flashing on screen later on. So before anything else, I know for a fact that you are hearing lecture this morning dahil di kayo busy dahil trip nyo lang or for cloud chasing, di ba? So kindly key in on our chat box the very reason why you really want this scholarship program. I'll give you a minute. Ayan, magbabasa tayo kung ano yung reason ninyo kung bakit gusto nyong maging DOST scholar. Ayan, 8K per month. Some of you really want this scholarship program basically for financing their academic or financial needs for the family or academics, or they really want to purchase a brand new phone or a laptop, or maybe they just really want to meet new people. Ano mang reason yan, those are valids. And I really want to share quickly my story as a DOST scholar for 4 years. We were stuck in an online setup for 2 years. And I have this false notion that a DOSC scholar only receives stipends monthly, book allowance per semester, and the school uniform allowance during the first year. Not until the first month of 2023, when an announcement circulated in our group chat that the DOST Region 2 Scholarship Unit is looking for participants for the Regional Leadership Bootcamp at Clark, Pampanga. And I undoubtedly registered and listed my name together with my friends and classmates that time. And the rest was history. I attended the Regional Leadership Bootcamp at Clark, Pampanga, and the inaugural National Patriot Scholars Congress at Pasay City. And that's the beauty of being a DOST scholar. You are not only limited and constrained to the notion of receiving stipends monthly. Dahil na-foster din and na-nurture yung ating social responsibility, academic growth, and more so, personal stability. I firmly believe that should be our motivation right now. Na ang pagiging DOST scholar is both an honor, a privilege, and a responsibility. And we should always do our best para maipasa yung scholarship examination. And that is something I want to instill to all of you, to turn those reasons na nilagay nyo dyan into your motivation and passion. And the best way to do that is to listen to my lecture this morning. So, promise me to listen to my lecture. Ilang oras lang naman itatagal tong lecture ko. And I think this would be beneficial and necessary sa inyo. And take this opportunity, guys, para maaral yung reasoning since kapag weekdays naman may pasok kayo. And take this opportunity dahil libre na yung ating tutoring session. Because during our time, kailangan mo pang mag-enroll sa review center, kailangan mo pang magbayad. So, we only rely sa online assessments that time. And now, dahil meron tayong free tutoring session online, so take this chance, take this as an advantage. So before anything else, confirm ko lang ulit if I am audible po.
Yes, sir. Yes po, you are.
Okay.
Loud and clear
Thank you
po.
so much. So ako na lang mag-present ng ganun, PowerPoint, pwede ba? Pwede ba yun na ako yung present, mag-share screen?
Yes po.
Nagpapakita dito, Sir Chris, sharing is not turned on. The host isn't allowing sharing for this meeting.
Wait po. Okay na po.
Ayan, kita po ba yung naka-flash on screen?
Yes po.
Ayan, thank you, sir. So, I'll be your lecturer sa reasoning portion ng ating scholarship examination. So let's start first with verbal and non-verbal reasoning. So under verbal reasoning, you get to nurture your comprehension skills, vocabulary and language skills, sentence structure and grammar, logical reasoning with language, analogy and relationship questions. So let's start with the first question. Choose the word that does not belong with the others. Select the one that is the odd one out. So, nakalista dito oxygen, nitrogen, neon, and hydrogen. So some of you might answer hydrogen since hindi siya, dun sa periodic table natin, ay hindi siya nakalinya doon sa oxygen, nitrogen, and neon. But the correct answer here, the best answer for this question is letter C, neon. Kung mapapansin natin, yung rhyming, oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen. And yung neon lang yung kakaiba dito. So I'll just report sa inyo kung ilan yung nakakuha ng tama for that question. So most of you got it incorrectly. 184 yung mali and 111 yung nakakuha ng tamang sagot. So the correct answer here is neon. Kasi siya yung kakaiba sa rhyming nung 3 other words. Di ba basic lang? Next, map, compass, ruler, and globe. So as we can see here, map, compass, and globe are used for direction. However, ruler is used to measure dimension. So the correct answer here is ruler. So ganun lang yung technique. We need to analyze each word and connect around yung mga words or given premises para ma-exclude natin sila sa choices. Number 3. Circle, rhombus, parallelogram, and square. I believe lahat naman tayo nakakuha dito. The correct answer here is circle. Since rhombus, parallelogram, and square are under the family of quadrilaterals. And also, they have 4 sides, while circle has no sides. It consists of many points. So, circle ang tamang sagot sa number 3. Next, we have lizard, cow, horse, sheep. So, the correct answer here is letter A, lizard. Because cow, horse, and sheep are classified as livestock in which they are located or situated sa ating farms, unlike sa lizard na located sa ating mga bahay. So complete the sentence with the most appropriate word or words based on the given statement? Number 5, Attorney Fernandez is notorious for dismissing cases with his blank arguments, which no one could find fault with, leaving the opposition with no chance to blank. So, sa mga ganitong type ng question, we should always conform or look for context clues. Yung mga keywords natin or key phrases na mag-i-intertwine or para buo tayo ng tamang conclusion. So from here, Attorney Fernandez is notorious. Ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng notorious? Notorious means popular or well-known for dismissing cases with his blank arguments. So, tumingin na tayo sa ating choices. Sa letter A, confusing. Tama ba? Confusing yung arguments mo, pero well-known or popular attorney ka. So, exclude na natin yung letter A option. B, logical or reasonable. Rational yung ating attorney. So, it is a probable answer. Flawed arguments. So, hindi siya nagko-coincide, di ba? Kasi well-known for dismissing cases. And kapag flawed kasi, so weak yung mga arguments mo. Maraming mga mali sa mga arguments mo or presentation of your arguments. So, i-exclude natin yung letter C. And same lang din siya, flawed or yung weak. So we can deduce from here that the correct answer is letter B. And also we can see here that which no one could find fault with, di ba? Ayun yung context clue natin. Leaving the opposition with no chance to refute or to battle with, di ba? So the correct answer here is logical and refute. Wait. Pwede next.
Hindi, mamaya.
Wait lang. Hindi pa pwede. Nagne-next po ba siya? Sa screen ko kasi naka-remain pa rin sa ganun. Number 5. Sorry. Ayun. Logical refute. Number 6. Complete the sentence pa rin tayo dito. Despite her enthusiasm for completing the task, Bianca was unable to finish the project on time due to her habits. So based dito sa statement, yung keyword natin dito or key phrase natin is unable to finish the project on time. So, ibig sabihin niyan, marami siyang hindi nagawa or naging unproductive siya. So, atin nang i-eliminate yung letter A. Since productive, nagiging efficient ka or effective na worker. So, which means na hindi na siya nagko-coincide dun sa mismong thought or gist ng ating statement. So, letter A is eliminated. Letter B, poor, pwede pa. Kasi unable to finish the project on time. Letter C, diligent. Diligent means hardworking. Kapag hardworking ka, imposible namang hindi mo matatapos yung project on time. And letter D, kapag organized ka rin, the same true with letter C, hindi mo matatapos yung project kung hindi ka diligent or organized. At mapapansin natin sa choices natin, yung letter B lang ay may negative connotation, di ba? Yung letter A, C, and D, positive attributes yan. So which means the correct answer here is letter B. Letter B, poor. Number 7, John's new art piece was so blank that it left the audience in awe and admiration, eager to see more of his creations. So, yung key phrase natin dito ay it left the audience in awe and admiration. So, ibig sabihin, fascinating and amazing yung kanyang work kasi inadmire siya nung audience. So, the correct answer here is spectacular. So, kapag dull kasi, plain lang siya. And similar na siya dun sa option D. It means na hindi siya i-admire ng audience mo kapag walang kakaiba, walang something fascinating sa artwork mo. And dun tayo mag-base sa key phrase sa keyword, sa context clues natin. It left the audience in awe and admiration, eager to see more of his creations. And mapapansin ulit natin, yung A, C, and D ay somehow negative connotation siya. Unlike sa B, spectacular, fascinating, or amazing yung kanyang art piece. Ayan. Number 8, analogy naman tayo. Clock is to time, thermometer is to blank. So clock is used, it is a device to tell time. So that's the analogy. Ayun yung premise natin na given doon sa una, clock is to time. Ginagamit natin ang clock to tell time para malaman yung oras. So anong gamit ng thermometer? Is it to, ayun, temperature. The correct answer here is letter D, temperature. Thermometer is a device to tell or to measure temperature. Next, horse is to foal, cow is to blank. Hindi natin alam yung ibig sabihin ng foal, di ba? So, mag-base tayo sa ating options. Kapag hindi na natin alam, doon tayo agad sa options. And we should always conform and we should always practice the very importance. It is the most powerful technique talaga. The method of elimination. We should eliminate options that we feel or that we think are impossible to be the correct answer. Dito, hindi natin alam yung ibig sabihin ng foal. Then, yung kitten, related ba siya sa cow? Pwede, feel ko kapag livestock ang usapan. Pwede rin yung yung cub and calf. Kapag kitten naman, ibig sabihin yan, yung younger version ng ating cat. Yung lamb, and yung cub naman is related sa younger version ng bear, yung lion natin. So the correct answer here is letter D, calf. Calf is the younger version ng ating cow, while fowl is yung younger version ng ating horse. So that's the analogy sa number 9. Pen is to write, scissors is to blank. So we use pens to write. Ayun yung medium natin. Ayun yung material natin to write something. Scissors naman is used to, what do you think? Ayan, very good. To cut. So scissors is a material or a device used to cut something. Di naman siya ginagamit for pasting, for breaking, for stitching. So the correct answer here is cut, letter B. Di ba? Madali lang siya. Basta we should always look doon sa first premise, doon sa first analogy na given, and dapat related and i-accord natin, i-conform natin siya doon sa pangalawang analogy. Number 11. Water is to thirst, food is to blank. So, we drink water to quench our thirst. While we eat food to, ayan, to resolve or to answer our call for hunger. So the correct answer here is hunger. Letter A. Number 12. Select the word that best completes the analogy in the second pair. Lion is to pride, fish is to blank. Kindly key in sa ating chat box kung anong sagot nyo dito sa number 12. Para may participation naman ang lahat. Ayan. Tama naman. Letter C. Kasi pride ang tawag sa group of lion. Ano naman ang tawag sa group of fish? School. School of fish. So the correct answer here is letter C. Choose the word that is closest in meaning to the given word. Honestly, ito talaga yung pinakamahirap kapag wala kang alam gaano sa mga terms, sa mga, hindi ka reader, hindi ka good reader. So, the best way to attack or to practice your vocabulary is by reading. Scroll ka lang sa Facebook mo, and if may mga terms kang hindi naintindihan, then go rely sa inyong dictionary and search for that word to know the definition of that word, yung sa thesaurus natin. So, closest in meaning, which means synonymous sa word na inundate. A, overflow. B, restrict. C, drain. D, remove. So, anong sagot nyo dito sa number 13? Overflow. Letter B, restrict. Ayan, kapag hindi natin alam, sabi ko nga kanina, go back sa options natin and mag-eliminate ka. Tignan mo, overflow, restrict, drain, remove. Di ba yung restrict, drain, and remove, parang it lessen, and may restriction, and may constraint siya. While dun sa overflow, nag-a-add siya. Kapag restrict, di ba, hanggang dun na lang yung hangganan. And kapag drain, it diminish and or it lessen the amount of something. And ganun din kapag remove. Di ba somehow synonymous or intertwined or interconnected yung tatlong words na yon? Restrict, drain, and remove. So the correct answer here is letter A, inundate. So this is usually used kapag sa flooding, inundation, ganun. Inundation of water, overflow. Yan. Word bank na naman tayo, ardent. Di ba? Ang hirap. Anong ibig sabihin ng ardent na yan? Letter A, passionate. B, indifferent. C, hesitant. Or D, reserved. Siguro kung nanonood kayo ng mga pageants, di ba si Iliana ata yun, nagamit niya na yung word na ardent. So, parang may positive connotation yung word na yan, ardent. So the correct answer here is passionate. Kung titignan nyo ulit, yung tatlong options, di ba? They are under the umbrella of negative connotation kasi indifferent, hesitant, reserved. Di ba may negative siya na meaning? And yung passionate or fervent, di ba? Positive yung connotation niya. So the correct answer here is ardent. Choose the word that is closest in meaning to the given word. 15. Ambiguous. A, exact. B, definite. C, uncertain. D, clear. Ayan. Kindly key in sa ating chat box yung sagot nyo dyan sa number 15. Ayun, tama naman. Uncertain is the correct answer. Ayan, papansinin na naman natin yung options. Exact and definite. Di ba? Synonymous yung terms na yan. So, eliminate natin yung exact and definite. And yung clear naman, kapag exact and definite yung isang bagay, then may clear or clarity siya. So intertwined ulit yung tatlong terms na yan. So the correct answer here is uncertain. Ambiguous means uncertain. And letter C. Anachronistic. A. Contemporary. B. Outdated. C. Futuristic. D. Relevant. Ayan. Mag-base na lang kayo sa options. Anong sagot ni dyan sa number 16? Ayan, outdated. Outdated ba? Tignan natin yung choices Contemporary, futuristic, di ba? Modern, modernization, di ba? They are related, contemporary and futuristic, idealistic. And kapag contemporary or modern siya, they are relevant. Relevant siya. Updated siya. So, ang tamang sagot sa number 16 ay outdated. Di ba kahit hindi mo alam yung ibig sabihin ng word na yon, mag-rely ka lang sa options, mag-eliminate ka lang dun sa mga options na magkakapareho, similar, then higher chance na natama yung sagot mo. And outdated. Number 17, indefatigable. A, exhausted. B, energetic. C, relentless. D, hesitant. Ayan. Anong sagot niyo dyan? Bira, di ba? Parang first time ko nga lang marinig yung word na yan. Indefatigable. Letter C, relentless. Letter B, may nagsasabing letter B, energetic. So the correct answer here is letter C. Ayan. Ayan, relentless. Since yung exhausted and hesitant ay hindi na, related sila and may negative connotation. So, 50-50 na. Mamili ka na lang dyan. Energetic or relentless. Di ba parang positive connotation kasi siya? Ganon, basta mag-eliminate lang kayo. And di ba mas maganda kapag dalawa na yung pagpipilian nyo, mas mataas yung chance and probability na tama yung sagot nyo. Relentless is the correct answer for that question. 18. Benevolent. Always read instruction. Sabi dito, choose the word that is most opposite in meaning to the given word. Okay, di ba? Dapat marunong kayong magbasa ng instruction malay nyo, opposite na pala yung or antonym na pala yung pinapatanong. Tapos yung sinasagot nyo ay synonym. Or yung similar or closest doon sa meaning no yon. So, ang pinapahanap dito ay most opposite. So, anong sagot nyo dito sa number 18? 18. Letter B. Letter B. So, kind, malevolent. Ano yung malevolent? Diba? Pag di nyo alam, i-skip nyo muna. Generous, alam nyo naman yan. Amiable, friendly. Diba? So, may positive connotation na naman yung tatlo. Diba? So, kapag di mo na alam yung ibig sabihin nitong malevolent, matic negative connotation na yan. So, the correct answer here is benevolent. Ang opposite term niya ay benevolent, opposite term niya ay malevolent. Yan, basta-basa lang kayo ng basa ng mga text, mga novel, or any sort of write-ups or readings para ma-broaden yung vocabulary ninyo. Kasi di nyo naman talaga alam expected yung mga words na ibibigay dyan. And always do the technique of elimination. Sino yung nag-annotate? Ayan, number 19. Mitigate, di ba? Alam niyo naman siguro ibig sabihin yan. Kapag sa mga essays ninyo, gamit na gamit yung to mitigate the effects, ganon. Mitigate, most opposite na naman yung pinapahanap. Ibig sabihin yung antonym ng word na mitigate. Di ba kapag mitigate, the effects, ibig sabihin niya to lessen, to diminish the effect, alleviate the effect, relieve the effect, or to soothe the effect, di ba? So the correct answer here is exacerbate. O di mo na naman alam ibig sabihin yan, di ba? So ayun na yung sagot mo. Exacerbate. Basta ganun, kapag like hindi mo na talaga alam yung ibig sabihin niya and natapos ka na sa method of elimination at wala ka pa rin na-eliminate doon, yung feel mong hindi mo alam na term, ayun na yung isagot mo. Exacerbate. So, number 20, ineffable. A, profound. B, indescribable. C, inexpressible. D, expressible. So, dito sa options 3 and 4 natin, may eliminate na dyan. Most probably, dahil magkasalungat sila, inexpressible and expressible. So, kung papansinin natin dito, ibig sabihin not, di ba? Kagaya, so, opposite yung pinapahanap. So, pwede na nating tanggalin yung word na may in kasi opposite yung pinapahanap. Kapag similar, pwede pa natin siyang i-retain dyan sa options. Ayan. So, eliminate na natin yung options B and C, indescribable and inexpressible. So, ang pagpipilian na lang natin dyan ay profound and expressible. So, kapag profound kasi, great amount. And B and D is expressible. At papansinin nyo, naglagay siya ng term na magkasalungat. Inexpressible and expressible. So, most probably, yung isa dyan, yung tamang sagot. So, ang isasagot natin dito ay letter D. Expressible. Ganun lang. Basta maghanap kayo ng way. Kapag di nyo na talaga alam, maghanap kayo ng way para mag-eliminate ng mga terms, ng mga options dyan. And maghanap kayo ng mga clues. May hints naman dyan kagaya dito sa number 20 natin. Di ba nagbigay ball and expressible? Na-eliminate natin yung inexpressible. So, the correct answer here is expressible. Ganun lang. Huwag nyong laktawan or huwag nyong hulaan. I mean, intellectual guess, ganun. Hulaan nyo siya pero yung alam nyo na higher chance or higher yung probability na matatama niya yung yung makukuha niya yung tamang sagot. Number 21, sporadic. A, intermittent. B, regular. C, rare. D, erratic. So, di mo na naman alam ibig sabihin yan. Di mo alam yung intermittent. Hindi mo alam yung erratic. So, eliminate mo na yan. Pagpipilian mo na lang ay regular and rare. Di ba sporadic, parang ginagamit siya for terms sa mga disease. Yung mga epidemic, endemic, sporadic, di ba? So, the closest meaning here, I mean, hindi siya meaning pala, opposite pala, is the word regular. Ayan. Tignan nyo na naman yung instruction. Opposite yung pinapahanap, baka isagot nyo is rare. Always read instruction, guys. Kahit na napakagaling ninyo kapag hindi kayo marunong magbasa or magaling magbasa ng instruction, masasayang lang din. Number 22, ameliorate. Opposite na naman yung pinapahanap. A, to worsen. B, improve. C, strengthen. D, sustain. Mapapansin natin sa options natin, yung improve, strengthen, sustain ay may positive connotation na naman. So, yung letter A natin ay negative siya. So, ang tamang sagot ay worsen. Ameliorate worsen? Kasi ang ameliorate is a positive term. So, negative yung nahanap, then worsen ang tamang sagot. Ayan, dito naman tayo. Despite her harsh criticism, the artist remained blank and continued to produce work that was both bold and experimental. So, ano yung appropriate word na pwede nating i-insert dyan to complete its meaning? Ayan na naman, kapag may statements, yung ganyan yung type ng question, we need to go back sa context clues. Yung keywords, i-relate natin sila, pagtagpi-tagpiin natin sila. Sabi dito, despite her harsh, malupit na kritisismo, the artist remained blank. So, negative siya. I mean, ayun, ninegate niya to. So, dapat ang ibig sabihin or yung appropriate term ay dapat positive. Kasi ginamit niya yung word na despite. Despite her harsh criticism, sa kabila na malupit na kritisismo laban sa kanya, dun sa artist, the artist remained blank. Anong sagot niyo dyan? Disheartened? B. Resilient? C. Apprehensive? D. Dismissive? Ayan, tama. Letter B, resilient. Kailangan natin ng positive term, characteristic, or attribute to complete this thought. Diba? Resilient remained resilient and continued to produce. Diba? Sabi niya, kapag resilient, diba, ay yung mga, ito yung characteristic na rinoromanticize sa Filipino, pagiging resilient, like bamboo na kahit anumang kalamidad or anumang problem, remain undefeated tayo, di ba? So, that's the appropriate word, resilient. Kasi sabi dito, remained resilient and continued to produce work despite yung criticism laban sa kanya. Number 24. The committee decided to blank the outdated policy, citing numerous complaints from employees. So, yung keyword natin dito ay outdated policy. So, anong tamang sagot dito? 24. A. To reinforce the outdated policy. B. To rescind the outdated policy. C. To implement the outdated policy. Or D. To amend the outdated policy. Anong sagot dyan ay letter B. Rescind ang tamang sagot sa 24. Kung papansinin natin yung reinforce and implement, di ba? Synonymous yung term na yan. Implementa or itaguyod, ganun. Kapag i-amend naman, ibig sabihin yan, to make changes for the betterment or to improve or to make it up to date. Eh sabi dito, to blank the outdated policy. So, ang tamang sagot ay rescind. Ayan naman tayo. Kapag di natin alam yung term, ayun na yung tamang sagot. I mean, kapag wala ka ng choice, ganun, wala ka ng time ng choices. Kapag di ko alam yung word na yon, ayun ang isasagot ko. Letter B is 25. Choose the best answer. Statement, no book on Sorry na wala tayo. Wait lang. Ayan. Sorry po. Dito na tayo sa verb. Ayan, kindly confirm if meron naka-flash on screen. Meron po ba? Ayan, thank you so much. Ayan, sa number 25 na tayo. Statement, no book on the top shelf is available for borrowing. So yung assumptions given are, number 1, statement 1, books on the top shelf are popular. 2, some books in the library are not for borrowing. Which of the assumptions is or are implicit? Implicit, which means, kapag sinabi natin implicit, expressive siya, pero not clearly. So, tama yung argument na yun, pero implicitly stated. Hindi siya clearly stated. Hindi siya lantaran na binigay or stated doon sa ating statement. So, what is the correct answer? Anong sagot nyo dito sa number 25? Implicit yan ah. Tamang assumption, pero hindi siya expressively or directly nabigay doon sa statement. Anong sagot niyo sa 25? Letter A, B, A, B. Wala bang mag-letter C dyan? A. Yan, wala. Wala po. Ayan, the correct answer here is letter B. Only 2. Sabi dito, books on the top shelf are popular. Hindi naman sinabi doon sa statement natin, yung mga books na nakalagay sa taas ng shelf ay popular or laging ginagamit, diba? Pero dito sa number 2, second statement, some books in the library are book on the top shelf is available for borrowing. So some books in the whole library are not for borrowing. So the correct answer here is letter B. Ayan. Some books in the library are not for borrowing. Ayan na, yung term na implicit. Baka mamaya sa examination nyo, explicit mamaya yung binigay. Implicit, tamang argument or assumption siya based doon sa statement, pero not directly or not literally stated. Ayan. Choose the best answer. Event 1. Many students have started attending online classes. Event 2. Schools were closed for an extended period due to a pandemic. So, anong sagot nyo dito sa number 27? Tingnan nyo anong tamang sagot sa number 27. Hello. Nawala na naman ako sa live. May nag-remove pa, joke lang. Baka sa internet connection ko to. Ayan. So kapag cause, ibig sabihin niyan ay sanhi and effect ay bunga. So, bakit nga ba nag-start yung mga students attending to their virtual classes? Dahil extended yung period ng ating pandemic. So the correct answer here is letter B. Yung cause niya ay yung pandemic, extended period due to a pandemic. And yung event 1, bakit? Ano yung result? So, nag-start yung mga students attending to virtual or online classes. Yan. Letter B is the correct answer. Narcissism is to vanity, as altruism is to blank. A. Humility. B. Generosity. C. Selflessness. D. Empathy. Anong tamang sagot dyan? Anong sinagot yun sa number 28? A. C. Humility. C. A. Ang tamang sagot dito ay letter C. Selflessness. Narcissism is to vanity. So, di ba yung term na yan ay synonymous to each other? Vanity, self-centered. Kapag narcissist ka, ibig sabihin self-centered. Hindi mo pinapakinggan yung ibang tao. Naka-focus ka lang sa sarili mo. Kapag altruism naman, it pertains to your connection, to your social connection to other people. So dito na papasok yung either C or D, empathy and selflessness. Pero the best answer for this question is letter C, selflessness. At saka i-relate natin siya din sa unang premise natin, narcissism, self-centered. Ay yung ating altruism naman, selflessness. So magkaiba sila. Letter C ang tamang sagot dito. Selflessness. Marami namang nakakuha. Letter C. Ayan. Ignorance is to education as poverty is to blank. Yan. Tignan natin kung anong sagot niyo dyan sa number 29. Poverty is to A, wealth. C, parang wala pang nakakuha ng tamang sagot. A, wealth. B, charity. D, ayan, ayan. Letter D, C. Ayan, the correct answer here is opportunity. Ignorance is to education. See, di ba ignorance is a state of being ignorant. Wala kang kaalam-alam, ignorante. So how to resolve that ignorance? Through education. So that's the premise. That's the analogy for that matter. How to resolve this? How to resolve poverty? To provide opportunity. Pero pwede naman sir, pwede naman sa wealth, pwedeng charity development. Pero yung education kasi is long-term solution. And yung letter D natin is long-term din. You're giving opportunities to people to resolve poverty para makalis sila doon sa marginalized community. So, letter D is the appropriate and best answer. Kasi long-term siya. Yan, opportunity. Paradox is to contradiction, as oxymoron is to blank. Ayan. Letter A, irony. B, simplicity. C, wordplay. D, juxtaposition. Anong sagot niyo dan? Sa number 30. Letter B, simplicity. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng oxymoron? Di ba paradox contradicting? Self-contradicting ang paradox, di ba? So, synonymous yung term natin. Paradox, contradiction, oxymoron. Anong similar term? Anong synonymous term or word for oxymoron? Irony? Di ba irony is parang ridicule or, sarcasm, irony. So, anong tamang word? Simplicity, hindi naman. Kasi oxymoron, di ba? Like, ang tawag doon? You're putting two different words to come up with a new meaning. Oxymoron, like deafening silence, nakabibinging katahimikan, di ba? Bittersweet. That's an example. Those are examples of oxymoron. Hindi naman siya pwedeng irony, sarcasm, ridicule. Simplicity, hindi rin naman pwede. Wordplay, hindi rin pwede kasi word pan siya. Parang you're playing words. Nagiging creative na siya. And letter D, hindi mo alam yung ibig sabihin niyan. So, ayun ang tamang sagot. Juxtaposition. Di ba? Ganun lang. Madali lang to. Eme. Basta kapag di niya talaga alam, ayun yung ginagawa ko. Pag di niyo alam, then ayun yung tamang sagot. Kapag alam niyo yung isang term, tapos yung tatlo naman yung hindi niyo alam, then yung alam niyo yung tamang sagot. Syempre dapat intindihin niyo naman yung tanong, baka ayun lang yung ginawa niyo. Basta kapag wala na kayong time, and naghahabol na kayo ng oras, ganun, ayun yung, I think, clever way to attack the question. Di nyo alam, edi ayun yung isagot. Ayan, magtatawag ako dito na magbabasa para may participation naman ang lahat. Kindly open your microphone. Wait. Ito si Eliza May Velasco. Kindly read the passage. Kahit hindi ka na mag-turn on ng camera. Andito ba siya? Eliza May Velasco. 4, 3, 2. Ayan, si Grace daw. Ayan, thank you.
For the passage, in the pursuit of technological innovation, society often neglects the ethical implication of its advancements. The rapid development of artificial intelligence, for example, has revolutionized industries from healthcare to finance. However, the absence of stringent ethical frameworks has led to unintended consequences, such as algorithmic biases and privacy violations. A more sustainable approach would integrate ethical considerations into the design and deployment of technology, ensuring that progress does not come at the expense of societal values.
And thank you so much, Grace Bukag. Ayan, sa reading comprehension part na tayo. So, the best way and the most powerful approach to answer this question ay kapag napakadaming tanong, basahin niyo muna yung questions, okay? And saka nyo basahin yung mismong passage or text. Alamin niyo muna kung ano yung mga pinapahanap para mag-scan-scan ka na lang, skimming, ganon. Para mabilis kasi may mga passage talaga na napakahaba per paragraph at ilang paragraphs pa yan. Tapos yung tanong, dalawa lang or isa. So, basahin muna natin yung mga tanong or tanong before going to reading our passage. So, yung 31 natin is what is a primary concern? Yung main theme ng ating passage. It's clearly stated na sa ating first statement pa lang. In the pursuit of technological innovation, society often neglects the ethical implications of its advancements. So anong tamang sagot dito? Letter? Sa tingin niyo letter C, yan tamang sagot. The ethical challenges posed by technology. Di ba may mga iba't iba tayong part, I mean, sa iba't ibang part kung saan located yung thesis statement natin or yung main theme. Pwedeng sa gitna, pwedeng sa dulo or sa unahan. Pero mostly sa unahan yan. So, una pa lang, unang statement pa lang, ayun na, pinapakita niya na yung gist or yung summary ng ating passage. It's about the ethical challenges posed by technology. And kung babasahin nyo na yung succeeding sentences, it conforms doon sa first statement. Like in-expound nyo na lang. Sige, mag-annotate lang kayo. Ayan, 32. The author's tone in the passage is best described as, anong sagot niyo dito? A, critical but constructive. B, neutral and detached. C, overly optimistic. D, sarcastic and dismissive. Ayan, kapag tone, basahin nyo lang and pansinin nyo yung mga terms, yung mga phrases na ginamit. Ano sa tingin nyo? Ano yung mood or yung tone ng ating author? Letter A, critical but constructive. B, neutral ba siya and detached? D, sarcastic ba and dismissive? Ano sa tingin nyo? Ayan, mostly naman sa inyo sinagot ay letter A. But, ayan, joke lang. That's the correct answer. Critical but constructive. 'Di ba? Very analytic and evaluative yung ating author. Sinabi niya dyan yung sa first statement na about sa may ethical implications and sinabi niya yung example dun sa second statement. However, so dyan na pumapasok yung pagiging analytic and critical ng ating author. However, the absence of stringent ethical frameworks has led to unintended consequences. And kapag sinabi natin constructive, it's very useful. Constructive criticisms, di ba? It's for the betterment. Very useful siya. Hindi lang siya basta-basta nang babash or nang aatake ng argument dahil gusto niyang atakihin yung tao. Di ba? Fallacy yun. Eh yung author natin, very constructive siya. Nag-present siya ng ganitong argument, dinebunk niya with his arguments or with his supporting statements. So the correct answer here is letter A, critical but constructive. At saka papansinin nyo dito sa last statement. Dito na pumapasok yung pagiging constructive niya. Ensuring that progress does not come at the expense of societal values. And ito, a more sustainable approach would integrate, di ba? Ayun na, constructive na siya. Tamang sagot dito sa 32 ay letter A. Yan, di ba tatlong questions pala dito sa isang passage? So, puntahan nyo muna yung tatlong tanong. Saka nyo balikan yung pagbabasa ng teksto. 33. Which of the following can be inferred from the passage? Sa tingin nyo, anong tamang sagot dito sa 33? Ano yung sinagot nyo? Letter C. Ethical frameworks must evolve alongside technological advancement. Yan. C. A. Yan. Most of you got the correct answer, letter C. Diba? Sinabi niya na society often neglects the ethical implications. Pero, despite the advancement, dapat meron tayong ethical frameworks. We should always conform or adhere to these ethical standards or ethical frameworks. So the correct answer here is ethical frameworks must evolve alongside technological advancement. Ito na yung pumapasok dito yung last statement. A more sustainable approach would integrate ethical considerations into the design and deployment of technology. Yan, letter C ang ating 33. Wait lang. Ayan, sinong gusto magbasa dito sa passage na to? Ayan, magtatawag na lang ako. Alam niyo naman, nag-raise, wait lang. Hanap tayo. Kindly open your microphone and read the passage. Ito, Nelfer Jade Garrig.
Hello. Okay. In literature, the concept of anti-hero challenges traditional notions of heroism. Unlike conventional heroes who embody virtue and courage, anti-heroes are often flawed, morally ambiguous, and driven by selfish motives. This archetype resonates with modern audiences perhaps because it reflects the complexities of human nature. In an era where societal issues are rarely black and white, the anti-hero serves as a mirror, prompting readers to question their own values and assumptions.
Ayan, thank you so much, Nelfer. So, the question here is, what distinguishes an anti-hero from a conventional hero? So, ano yung pinagkaiba ng anti-hero stated on that passage from a conventional hero? At matatagpuan natin yan on the second statement. Sabi dito, unlike conventional heroes who embody virtue and courage, anti-heroes are often flawed, morally ambiguous, and driven by selfish motives. For sure, may sumagot sa inyo ng a lack of courage and virtue. Pero the correct answer here is their morally ambiguous nature. Sabi dito, anti-heroes are often flawed, morally ambiguous, and driven by selfish motives. Yan. Located na sa ating passage yung tamang sagot. Letter C. Number 35, based on the passage, which of the following characters would most likely be considered an anti-hero? So, what's your answer for this question? Kindly key in sa ating chat box. Letter C. C-A. Gagaling ninyo. Ayan, letter C. Tama. Letter C is the correct answer for this question. Tinatanong, which of the following characters would most likely be considered an anti-hero? Sabi dito, an anti-hero are often flawed, morally ambiguous. So, we can deduce na ang tamang sagot ay letter C, a rebel who uses questionable methods to achieve a noble goal. Okay? Letter C ang tamang sagot sa ating question 35. Ayan. So that ends my presentation sa verbal and non-verbal reasoning. Magkakaroon po ba ng break after proceeding sa ating next portion?
Yes po, engineer. Like,
Okay,
10-minute
thank
break
you.
po. Before po tayo mag-break, may I ask everyone po to open their cameras po for a photo opportunity. Hindi po natin nagawa kanina. For documentation lang po. And So is it okay if ako po muna yung mag-present? Wait lang.
Likas ang kagalingan, ang iskolar ng bayan, laging maaasahan. Ano mang katungkulan, tayo ang lider ng bagong henerasyon. Tayo ang pag-asa sa bagong panahon. I wanna be a servant, I wanna be a future leader. Malaki itong responsibilidad, sige lang makamit ng ang pangarap. Kaya natin to, basta't magtulungan tayo. Kaya natin to, basta't magtulungan tayo. Ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan. Kaya natin to, basta't magtulungan tayo. Lutasin natin ang mga problema, tuparin natin ang mga hangarin, gamit ang mga kaalaman sa agham at teknolohiya. Tayo ang lider ng bagong henerasyon. Tayo ang pag-asa sa bagong panahon. I wanna be a servant, I wanna be a future leader. Malaki itong responsibilidad, sige lang makamit ng ang pangarap. Kaya natin to, basta't magtulungan tayo. Kaya natin to, basta't magtulungan tayo. Ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan. Kaya natin to, basta't magtulungan tayo. Tuloy ang bayanihan tungo sa magandang lipunan, gamit ang talento sa tama at talino para sa bansa. Tulungan, walang hilahan pababa, purong sulong serbisyo na tapat. Tuloy ang galing, hindi lang sa simula, ibibigay ang buo serbisyo na sapat. Tayo ang lider ng bagong henerasyon. Tayo ang pag-asa sa bagong panahon. I wanna be a servant, I wanna be a future leader. Malaki itong responsibilidad, sige lang makamit ng ang pangarap. Kaya natin to, basta't magtulungan tayo. Kaya natin to, basta't magtulungan tayo. Ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan. Kaya natin to, basta't magtulungan tayo.
The Philippines needs your ingenuity, your dedication, and your unwavering commitment to science and technology and to the Philippines. We believe that you, with your knowledge, skills, and leadership, make the Philippines proud. Make DOST proud. Make your parents proud to call you scholars para sa bayan.
Why are you here? Nandito ka dahil may gusto kang patunayan? Nandito ka dahil ikaw ay nasaktan? Nandito ka dahil may hinahanap kang kasagutan? May gusto kang pag-usapan, gusto mong mapakinggan? Nandito ka dahil may gustong kalimutan? May gustong matagpuan na bagong kaibigan, na bagong kaibigan? Nandito ka dahil ikaw ay may gustong takasan o nandito ka para mahanap ang sarili? Because sometimes you think that you want to disappear, but all you really want is to be found.
Nagiging maginhawa lang yung bayan nyo kung ang turing natin sa isa't isa, magkakapatid tayo. So paano mo ipapakita yung kapatiran mo? Paano mo ipapakita yung love mo? Be the best scientist that you can be.
Look who we are. We are the dreamers. We make it happen. Guess we believe it. Look who we are. We are the dreamers. We make it happen. Cause we can see it. It's to the one that keep passion. Respect. Oh yeah. It's to the one that can imagine. Respect. Oh yeah.
Ang Science Education Institute is actually the science and technology human resource agency not only of the OST but of the entire country. You are the best among the best. Hindi lang naging scholar kayo, pumasa kayo sa napakahirap na exam, sinala na kayo. Kaya huwag nyo sayangin yung potential na yan. So that eventually, you can contribute to securing this country from poverty, securing this country from hunger, giving our people quality health, and others, no?
Jose Rizal said in the Noli Me Tangere, education makes nations great. So if we want to rekindle our greatness, we have to tell again our story. We have to tell it in our own perspective. It has to be the truth. It has to be the Filipino story.
Ayan. Hi guys, welcome back. Okay, may I request everyone to open their cameras for us to have a photo opportunity? And please open your cam, everyone. Yan. And let's wait for the others to open their camera. Okay, Shaina will take the screenshot. You ready na, Smile? Shaina, ready na ba? Okay, okay. Please open your cam, everyone, para po makita ang inyong mga, this is memory. Ayan, ang dami pang hindi pa naka-open cam. We have 251 participants for today. Ayan, ginalingan nyo magtawag. I can open mine po. Oh, kumakain. Oh, eat well. Okay. Ready na daw siya eh. Ready na ba? Okay. Ready na, Smile? I think Shaina will signal us if ready na.
Si Sam po and si Lance magti-take ng picture.
Okay. This is Smile, guys. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next page. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next page po. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next one. Okay. Okay na po ba? Okay. So I think ngayon, before we proceed to our discussion, I would like to ask everyone, kamusta po ang unang tinuro sa atin ng ating Sir Felmo?